you don't have games like this once in a while, you're probably doing something wrong. I'll show you how to get the most high roll out of Gallywix and how to actually play late game Nomi elementals, because I see a lot of people doing bad things. I got a lot of suggestions to stream when playing elementals that aren't necessarily the best, and I'll address why, because these are things I see appear very often. Anyway, on Gallywix, I do love staying on tier 1 because tokens and because pairs, you know, you want to triple into a 5 if possible, because on Gallywix the best units to triple into are Nomi and Hogger. Now, of course, that you can triple into Eliza, you can triple into Dazzling Light Spawn, like there's other good cards, but because of this hero power, you prefer comps that cycle a lot, like Pirates that generates you constant money and where you buy and sell a bunch. Say with Elementals, you'll just have like 20 or 30 gold a turn with Gallywix. Now here, this was a bit awkward. I tried and do like an in-between level curve, and I decided to sell here double play, but I'm gonna run out of time because, you know, I want to try and take this triple as early as possible. Normally this is like a farm curve that I do, but a bit adjusted. Normally you stay down an extra turn, but yeah, I didn't see a way to make it work cleanly, and our hero part is gonna help us here, so we can technically just sell, buy the triple if I would try and shoot for an avenge card or be strong. But because we're still on 44 HP, because we are relatively okay, because it's a high roll meta, and because I'm Gallywix, all of these reasons, I'm gonna try and triple into a 5 to hit the Hogger or the Nomi, or, you know, even Master of Realities is good, and then we can do like major Domo elementals on tier 4, whatever. So now is the time to take the triple and see what Bob has in store for us, or Bartendertron I should say, because that is my bartender for this game. And we got the Nomi. Now Mitrex, you know, could be decent, not with this board, it's okay tempo. Bran on Galley is also good, because you're able to generate a lot of money with cards that generate you cards, you know, Battle Cry effects, stuff like that. So Menagerie comp as Gallywix is playable with Bran. You know, you want to cycle anyway, so if you cycle buffs, might be good. Now, there's like Salty Return the shop together with a Pirate. I would have loved to find a Hogger, but I'm not going to complain. I also still take things that generate me money, so this card, the Lookout, usually generates me gold, so this was completely free to buy. It cost me 3 gold and I can sell back for 3 gold. And next turn I get that 3 gold from 3 cards that I sold, so generally speaking, most cards that generate me cards I'll take, or tokens. I was able to find only a single elemental this turn, this was pretty sad, but also a major Domo. Now, Domo comp doesn't have the best synergies, usually with like Dazzling Lightspawn or Nomi, you do cycle a lot, but we need tempo. Domo is like a tempo comp, I think you can differentiate it from a comp like Nomi, but because we're Gallywix, we're able to cycle a bunch more elementals than most normal heroes when playing Nomi, plus I'm rather weak. I think I can use the extra stats. I buffed Nomi because it's my only permanent unit in the shop. On the board, I mean. The rest is probably gonna be sold. I still have a pair, which I'll probably have to sell soon as well. And we roll a triple here onto Multi-Rock. Pretty lucky. Now, we didn't triple the Murloc yet, so I guess it balances out the luck. And I'm going for a 5 because second Nomi, right? And maybe because of Master of Reality, since we do have a major Domo and a Molten Rock. There's so many good hits on 5 still. Going for 6 seems like a waste, and I do want to stay down and get stronger in the spot as well. So Major Domo is just a good thing to keep in mind. If you're weak and cycling elementals, take it, but if you are already ahead, like you're doing a Dazzling Lightspawn comp into Nomi, I think it's overkill and you don't need it anymore. They tripled, yeah, just into Bran, which isn't great, but compared to this this Omu, who is really strong, has like Sharkla, a bunch of board synergies, we're pretty okay. We're like doing alright. We are at 25 though, I think, which, you know, we could take some damage, but there's still damage cap saving us from lethal. We hit another triple once again for the same reason. I'm gonna go into a 5 drop because double Nomi, and we missed again. I guess we take Mirzon for the money because we do have the Bran in hand, and that's just gonna help us generate, you know, gold next turn. So I think with Gallywix, once you're in a decent spot, you just want to focus on econ. You want to focus on how do you generate most gold for next turn, because that means that next turn you can pop off, right? We're very likely to even have 20 gold already next turn. And I do decide to level here because this is a high roll lobby. We saw the Omu with a 6 drop already, the Charlga. We see this Lich King, I think, with a bunch of triples already on tier 5. So we are only doing a single Nomi, which is doable on Galley, but again, the meta shifted. I don't know if you saw last video, but I played a Maiev and I had to go to tier 6 to roll double Ka like Nadina, otherwise you wouldn't get there. So because of the way things just are right now, I do level because I need to hit second Nomi. I tripled into 2 or 3 5-drops, I don't remember, and all of them missed onto, you know, the Master Realities or the Nomi. So might as well try to make our own luck again and try and high roll, increase our odds. Now this Lich King is tier 6 with double Caligos already. They're super scary. They seem like they might win the lobby. Double Calig on 6, they just find a Nadina and they win on the spot, or they could triple the Calig. But we are tier 5, we got, you know, 16 gold, not bad, not amazing. We do have still some scaling. We do also get a lot of free rolls because we have a golden recycling rave, and gamblers, don't forget, are literally free money on Gallywix. Now I'm not gonna buy these tokens anymore because board space. I don't see how I do cycle those. And the game plan is pretty straightforward. Just roll for scaling. Now, one thing with Nomi is in the early game, so early mid game, you just try and stay alive, play for tempo, and cycle elementals as much as possible. Now, when we're leaning into the late game, there's a bunch of decisions that I see a lot of people are not certain about that we will mention. And that is how, like, when do you start decking? When do you sell the Nomi? What are you looking for? Now in this spot, like, is it too late for double Nomi? No, not at all, because there's still 7 people in the lobby. It is a high roll lobby, and I'm playing Gallywix. There's a bunch of reasons to still take it here and try and pursue this. I did waste some free rolls because I don't have too much time, and that is something to keep in mind as well on Gallywix, that time is also a resource. So instead of health and money, you basically make the game a bit harder, adding a third resource, time. And you need to be able to play fast because you'll have a lot more gold than others, and you'll need to prioritize what to do and what to think about. I mean, you've seen me play APM Pirates enough to know that it's almost impossible to play perfect. It's about getting the best plays done with the amount of time that you have. It's about time for Domo to go. It was still decent scaling or decent stats. It kept me alive, but we can't keep it. We're at 16. There's no damage cap, so we can die. We can't even face the ghost here. We're able to triple Nomi, which is great because it frees up board space right away, into Hamul, which is probably one of the best 6-drops to find. Too many people would still take Lil Rex and Genies here, but keep in mind they don't help you scaling that much because they're very small on your board. They only buff your existing units on the board, but if you just cycle elementals, your shop units get bigger, not your existing board units. So with a Nomi comp, you're actually constantly trying to like recycle your board into bigger cards. You're not trying to keep any of them permanently, since that's not how Nomi or Dazzling Light spawn work. It's two completely different things, and too many people think that you can combine them. You can, but it is less clean. It is pretty tough to make work. So I usually stick with one or the other, like either play a tempo elemental board and scale up my existing board, or the shops. I'm also gonna speed up some of these turns because, you know, most of the time I'm just cycling elementals anyway, nothing too interesting happening because it's Nomi, and I got like 20 plus gold now a turn, and that's how you just snowball on Gallywix. And now, how else can you approach the late game besides just cycling elementals, right? There must be something else you can do, and yes, the main thing is tripling, because you triple the stats of your board. I just tripled Wildfire and Cyclone here, and then instead of just, you know, having, you know, every card I think has about 50-50 stats now in the shop, you're able to triple that. If you fight 3 of those, obviously, that is like 150 stats. So I'm hard looking for pairs right now, trying to triple the permanent units, and then as well try and just go for good elementals. The premium elementals are the Divine Shield ones, so Cyclones, Wildfires, as you can see, just demolish my opponent here. They are taking a shitload of damage. So take elementals that actually have utility, keep those on the board and try and triple those. And then in the very, very late game, you can go for Golden Selfless and all the good stuff like that, and maybe get rid of Nomi. But you know who's still in top of this lobby? It is the Lich King with the double Caligos on tier 6. So I had a lot of people in chat also tell me, oh, you need to sell the Nomi here, you need to all in or play the double selfless. But no, because if we give up on scaling, I'm scared that we're still gonna lose to this guy. It is a position that we're in. We're pretty lucky to be in this position, that we're so strong. Like, we have a Golden Wildfire, now normal Wildfire. We also have a Golden Cyclone, normal Cyclone. So this is what I mean by premium units. I just have 2 Cleaves now and 2 Divine Shield cards, while other people would probably just keep cycling and put random stats on the board. Like this Alakir. He is a mix of, like, Dazzling Light Spawn with Lil Rec, clearly that didn't work out for them, and they didn't have too many of the premium units, and he also just doesn't have the kind of hero power that we have. It's now up against the Lich King, and I think if we never kill him in one turn, so might as well keep the Nomi for now and see how much we can cycle and scale up our board. Because if we beat him, maybe he can still try and outscale us. There's a golden selfless. I mean, obviously that's a good late game. One tip I'll also give is if you don't quite have the stats yet, or if you don't find the premium units, you can also always just put in a poison. Like a Spore is probably better than like a 50-50 elemental if it just gets value traded anyway. Keep that in mind. So I am indeed like playing greedy here, keeping the Nomi. But this guy has 4 Caligis, Terragosa with promo, and then a Prester, but no Nadina, and no Nadina is pretty massive. My Cyclone just kills 3 of his units, then this Wildfire is gonna kill 3 more, and it seems like we're just way too strong. But if he does find Nadina, we are in trouble. And he does counter my shields to some degree because of the Prester with Reborn in the back because of his hero power. I'm still taking Murozons, I'm still going for Econ, I still got like 20 plus gold a turn, Gamblers are still free to take. I'm still just looking to try and hit Wildfires. Cyclones, I mean, we got like 3 shields now, it's probably a waste. We could maybe replace this Nomi with a big guy now, or girl, or a Spore, whatever. Maybe Baron, you know, with the selfless. There's so many ways that, I mean, I think you guys know how to tech in a late game, but I hope I give good advice on how to actually transition from mid to late with especially Nomi elementals, because once again, too many people try and pivot into big elementals on tier 6, or pivot, which isn't always horrible like I mentioned, but isn't optimal, or just keep cycling and don't keep permanent units on the board. I don't really know what to look for, so hopefully this advice will help you in your future games. And also just Gallywix, I hope this shows how you make best use of his economy, how you level, how you stay down on 1, how you go for triples and what you triple into, how to greed. A bunch of stuff I tried to pack into this video, so I hope you learned something from it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, and if you're new, to subscribe, all that cool stuff, and I'll see you in the next upload. Have a good one.